We're not doing any, there's no legislation for that this evening, but we certainly welcome your opinions. So you have to sign in on the sign-in sheet. If you hadn't signed in on this sign-in sheet, you would need to do that in order to speak this evening. Just wanted to let you guys know. We'll be starting here in about 5 minutes. You guys can talk again. Carry your clocks.
Yeah, look at the time.
I don't know how it got there.
Doug, how what? You want to get on my shoulders and I'll lift you up? You can adjust it.
Let me,
Is that a stool?
yeah, that's what you,
That's what I used the other day.
yeah.
Oh, that one's fast.
Careful now.
What is it, a couple minutes till?
Oh, workers' comp.
6:57. It's a hard step down. Yeah.
No.
If I can, it's gonna be around 4.5.
You know what? You set a time now? I'm gonna set a shot clock.
Totally fine, I'm good with that.
Hey,
When you
Dan.
hear,
And if I hear that, I'm out of here. 30 to Mayor,
Hey.
you can fire me.
Fire it in your night. I can't fire it yet.
Dan, it's like a debate. At a minute left, I'll hold up the paper and let you know.
You're golden.
Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. I call it to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, and Mr. Lukens is going to do the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we ask your blessing upon this meeting tonight. We make decisions for our city and all the residents in it. We also ask that you protect all of our soldiers abroad and in harm's way, our police and our fire, our EMTs. We just ask for wisdom to make the best decisions possible for our community. It's in your name I pray, amen.
Amen. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Lucan?
Here.
Mr. Tousley?
Here.
Mr. Ader?
Here.
Ms. Lee?
Here.
Mr. Mowry?
Here.
Mr. Harbert?
Here.
Mr. DeHarpart?
Here. I'll just say to the public out there, as we're conveying the meeting, I just ask if you keep your conversations down low because the audio speakers back there pick up everything. This meeting is recorded and broadcasted to people that want to attend the meetings but can't get out. So if they hear the chatter in the background, they can't make out what's going on. So I just ask you keep that down, those conversations down. We'll start with communications of the from the public. First, we have Dan Courant from Summit County Combined General Health District. He's our representative. Thank you for coming out this evening, Mr. Courant.
Yeah, I slid in by the skin of my teeth from Canton, Ohio today, so I will try to make this as brief. I know you have a lot of people that want to talk and a lot going on, so I will try to hurry this along. Forgive me for reading, because that'll keep me on track. I'm going to read a little statement I always do because it's sort of a disclaimer. I am here as your representative to the Summit County Board of Health to give you updates on several current issues in health possibly affecting our community. My comments tonight do not reflect a policy of, nor is this visit to be construed as a representation of the Summit County Board of Health. It is based on upon my nearly 50 years in healthcare as a community pharmacist. Since we had a recent football game canceled for Norton High School, there has been some urgency that we pay attention to circulating communicable diseases in our community. This one was hand, foot, and mouth disease. It's highly contagious, quite obnoxious for those who have it, and in rare cases, it actually can be fatal. That is a rarity. It is highly contagious, so the right call was made, in my opinion, by the schools to cancel the game. Staying home, washing hands, being careful not to infect others is the best prevention. Students should be kept home until all the sores have healed and stop leaking fluids. That's usually around 7 to 10 days. However, through feces, a person can be contagious for weeks afterwards. So good hygiene is essential. This is flu season, which generated my visit today. In Ohio, flu season typically runs from October to May, with a peak activity often occurring between December and February. While flu viruses can be detected year-round, this fall and winter months seem a significant increase in cases, hospitalizations, and a broader circulation of the virus within the community. I would suggest all those eligible should vaccinate to protect and prevent loss of work, loss of school time, and to reduce the possibility of your hospitalization. Although pharmacies have largely received their supply of influenza vaccine for this season, I would suggest waiting until October 1st to vaccinate. The vaccine over the past 40 years has had a fairly good effectiveness up to 180 days after receiving vaccination for the flu. But after 180 days, the protection drops off to less than 11%. So October 1st is a good date to use as a typical guideline for when to request your vaccination. If you got vaccinated today, your protection should be good until March 1st, but flu season goes through May. I have in the past made mention of our county's syringe exchange program. You may donate unwanted syringes to Summit County Health District by dropping them off at the medicine shop in Norton or contact me directly. Syringes must be in their original packaging, unused, and sealed. We take only 1 cc syringes, nothing larger. You may post my phone number on the web to have anyone contact me. It's 330-620-8586. And would it be okay, Carrie or Mayor Zita, if somebody wanted to drop off syringes in packages, unused syringes for the city, and then just let me know,
Yeah,
and
that
I'll
should
come
be
pick them
fine.
up.
Yeah, I'd say yes.
So one of those two, whether it's medicine shop or the city offices, that would be great. Thank you. There are about 154 Americans dying currently from COVID each week still. And we don't hear a lot about that. So it's not thousands, but it might be you or a family member next. So that's when it begins to get real. COVID is still a thing. I suggest those who are eligible to get vaccinated do so. However, wait until the new vaccine that addresses the newest variant is available. Currently, pharmacies have signs out to get vaccinated for COVID. My report says currently no one has the new formulation yet. Today I got a note that maybe some of the larger pharmacies did. But the message here is check and make sure it is the 25-26 vaccine, not last year's vaccine, because it won't protect you from this year's current variant. So I wanted to make sure I stated that and that people were aware. It was just approved by the FDA and pending review by the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices. You've all seen those ACIP letters. That's what they stand for. If you were recently vaccinated for it, it is suggested you wait 4 months before getting a new vaccination. There is also a lot of confusion at our national level about who can be vaccinated. And if you have any concerns about this or want to know the best advice about getting vaccinated for COVID, see your physician. Also, please check with your insurance provider and a physician about insurance coverage of the vaccine. If you're not approved, you might not be able to get it for free. So I just want to make sure people are alerted to that. I'm also bringing 6 combination lock boxes to be used for patients' medications to be stored in. These should go to individuals or families that have at-risk family members or yourself whose medication might be stolen or tampered with. This is through a grant by the Summit County Public Health District. They are free while they last. Contact Carrie, Clerk of Council, to arrange for pickup. She will have 6 of those, and I'm dropping off. That's what these are. That is my report. How'd I do?
You're good.
Perfect. Hit it right at 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Under the bell.
Excellent. Okay, I'm going to give Carrie, I'll give you a copy. And were there any questions?
No, you're all set.
Great.
I have a question. You spoke about the hand, foot, and mouth
Yes.
disease. How was that something that was affected in the city of Norton? And do they know where it came from or where it was most dominant?
I can't answer the source. I can say we're not the only school system that has had that. It happens in the fall often enough. It's not like the first year. It's not like it's a very unique thing, but it does happen. The problem is it's often school-age kids, and school-age kids are not the most careful when they're at school having a good time and in sports. So that's a wonderful place for incubation and spread. We see a lot of illness in the schools and school system. Teachers, are also at risk. So it's an awareness thing. And just simply good hygiene, protecting yourself and protecting the people around you is the key thing. Finding where the origin, I don't know that it's ever going to show up, but that's the job of the health district, and I'm on the board, so it's not my job. I'm just saying as honestly as I can, because that information would not be something that I would be privy to. It would be something contained, it would be private information. Okay?
Thank you,
Anything
Mr.
else?
Grant.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, thanks. See you, Dan.
Moving on, next is Miss Cindy Webble. Please state your name and address for the record, and you have 5 minutes.
My name is Cindy Webble. I live at 3152 Trotter Road, but I'm not here for my home address. I'm here for my church, which is 3816 Greenwich Road. We are across from Brookside Greens, back up on the hill. And we've been trying to hook up to city water now for quite a while. And I came in today to talk about, I wasn't sure where it was on the agenda. It's ordinance number 82. And we were told, okay, it's an emergency, with an emergency. So not me, but people at our church were under the assumption that once it's approved tonight that we could start digging. Well, I found out we can't. So my question is it possible to waive the second and third readings? We've already got the people lined up to come in and dig the line, and like I said, we've been working on it a year, and we'd like to get it done before. I don't know if that's possible. If it is possible, we would appreciate it. If not, that's fine too.
Just so you know how it would work, so it's getting introduced this evening. Upon introduction, it'll get moved from the committee work session. Council will vote to approve or not approve moving it to the main agenda. Once it gets moved to the main agenda, then council would make a motion to adopt that legislation. So council would have to waive all the readings on it and adopt it with emergency language in order for you to be able to start that process tomorrow. So it would have to be a whole council decision
Okay.
for that to happen for you. So I just wanted to let you know how it worked.
Okay, because they, who talked to me was not aware of how this all worked. I wasn't either. It's not my
Yeah,
business. So, okay. Well, thank you.
you're very welcome. I
Thanks.
appreciate. Moving on, next, Mr. Aaron Burnett. Please state your name and address for the record, and you have 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. DeHarpart, and I am speaking on the NES project. My name is Aaron Burnett. I live at 4009 Greenwich Road here in Norton, and I'm speaking on the limestone mine. And I feel I needed to deliver a message of support for the administration and say a few kind words. I left the council meeting 2 weeks ago, and I was a little surprised at the amount of council members that didn't seem to know much about the project or the data center or what was going on. And we've got a close friend that lives in Doylestown. We're out there quite a bit, and it hit me. Mr. Markey, I think you're a genius. He has a vision for Norton. I mean, the strategy, the planning. Look at the big picture here. You've got deep water aquifers out on Gale House Road, and this project needs a lot of water. Now the Eastern Road project makes sense to me. You've got Wadsworth bringing their utilities down my street on Greenwich Road, upgraded electrical boxes, and this project needs a lot of power. And you look at the 12.5 acres council just bought 4 months ago in Doylestown, Hametown and Eastern Road, appraised at $123,000, but we paid $210,000. I mean, it's strategic genius. Think of the return on the investment we're going to get. And give credit where credit is due. This project has been in the works for over a decade. I mean, putting all the right pieces into place. And I understand why there's a little bit of secrecy. I mean, if anybody had any inside information, any property investors came in here, developers, and started buying up property for the last 2 or 3 years, from here to Marshallville, I mean, that'd be downright criminal. So don't be angry at Mr. Markey. I think of what's out there. You got railroad tracks next to the property the Barberton Finance Department owns. You got the Enbridge gas substation a few hundred yards away from the property we now own. You got mines underground out on Warwick, Fraze, and Racine Road. I mean, do the research. 12,000 residents in Norton are about to be stakeholders in the world's only limestone mine that's holds pressurized energy. I mean, a few big booms, we're in business. Seal off all those old emergency exits. We own it, the citizens. This article here that I pulled from 2001 says that mine can power 1 million homes in Ohio. I mean, it's $1 billion operation, and we, the citizens, are going to own it. Mr. Markey is worth every penny. Triple his salary tonight, that's what I say. There's a researcher named Stephen Bauer. Was here in 1999 and 2000, spent 6 months down in that mine. He's a geologist studying that mine. I mean, Bauer's the one I want to talk to. I got a lot of questions. You combine that mine with the Kroger settlement money, that settlement from last year with the opioid money from the drug manufacturers, Ohio's getting more than double than any other state. 44203, our zip code, gets the most money in Ohio. There's $2 billion coming to Ohio in the next 15 years. The bottom line is, if this project is in the best interest of the residents of Norton, I shouldn't have a gas bill. I shouldn't have an electric bill. I should have water and sewer running to my house made in pipes of gold. So, Mr. Lowry, you're retiring. I nominate Mr. Markey for city administrator, law director, for whatever, like Walmart, one-stop shop. Pay him whatever he wants, so long as 4,800 homes in this town never see a utility bill ever again. Just my opinion. All I got.
Thank you. Moving on, Miss Kate Raymond. Please state your name and address for the record, and you have 5 minutes.
My name is Kate Raymond. I live at 229 Hampshire Road in Akron. I work at 4332 South Cleveland Maslin Road, right around the corner, and I have been there for the past 33 years. I would just for one moment ask the President of Council. I timed this out, and it's a little more than 5 minutes. Am I okay?
I'll give it to you.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Well,
Thank you. Okay. Before I came to work here, I grew up here. I went to school here, like many of you. And like all of you, this is a community I care deeply about and I'm long invested in. I stand before you tonight as a representative of many of the folks you see behind me, citizens, constituents, neighbors, business owners, all equally as passionate about our community, all equally as invested. We are here tonight because we have many concerns and many questions about the proposed construction of a massive data center and liquid natural gas power plant on the old PPG property right in the middle of our community. We are not so naive to think data centers aren't needed. This is a national issue playing out in communities all across our country, indeed, all across the globe. There are many data centers, including here in Ohio, something like 119 already in operation. But as we dug a little deeper on data centers in general and on this proposal in particular, our questions and concerns began to mount. I recognize that this is not a question and answer format this evening, and we have many more questions than my time will allow. I hope you will recognize by our presence here tonight and the voicing of our greatest concerns that the stakes for a project of this magnitude are very high, and at the end of the day, there is more at stake for everyone than just tax revenue. We know this proposal calls for 6 natural gas turbines, essentially creating a liquid natural gas power plant on site. How will the gas get here? We have heard by rail and or by pipeline. I'm sure I don't need to explain to you all the extraordinary risk of rail cars full of liquid natural gas rolling through our neighborhoods day and night. If by pipeline, how will that infrastructure be built? Will any on-site existing infrastructure be used? What if, God forbid, there is a fire or an explosion? We know that natural gas is dirty and expensive. Will the carbon capture system keep our air clean enough? How will that be monitored? We know there is a huge backlog on gas turbines, sometimes several years. How long will this project take to build? How will it affect traffic in our roads, the condition of our roads, our local businesses? What if project circumstances change, investors walk away, and the project goes uncompleted, leaving Norton with likely a much worse problem than never starting? We know data centers consume vast amounts of water annually, hundreds of millions of gallons. All of that water, wherever it comes from, will be from our drinking water. We know that in many data center projects, neighbors' taps have dried up. What assurances would we have that our water will be protected, never diminished, and kept clean from pollution? We know data centers are extremely noisy and unrelentingly so. They run 24/7, 365 days a year. We have heard some talk about sound walls and noise abatement, but what does that mean? Many of the folks behind me are residents of the neighborhood that abuts the property. And if you've ever been there for a walk or a barbecue, you know how quiet it is. I bet if you asked these folks, they would tell you it's one of the best things about living there. How will constant industrial noise change this for them? How will it change their property values? Ask yourself, would you choose to buy a home next to a data center? Would you welcome a data center into your neighborhood? What kind of property value assurance would neighbors have if this project goes forward? 44+ years ago, my parents stood up before Norton Council in a room full of concerned citizens just like this and proclaimed their opposition to PPG's proposal to haul in and bury hazardous waste in the limestone mine. As I thought about their journey in writing these words for tonight, I realized we are still wrangling over this property and its purpose. We believe, as they did then, that there is a better way, and we are actively researching this. We would like to work together toward a better outcome for our community, if you all are willing. Before I close, I must ask, we would like an answer. Is this project already a done deal?
From
Anybody?
my perspective, no.
Me either. No, it's not a done deal.
Okay.
We're still learning, just like everyone else,
Okay.
honestly.
There's still a lot of questions that have to be
Then
answered.
we would like an opportunity to meet with all involved parties in this project, including the Planning Commission and obviously Council, in a public forum where we can ask questions and receive real data, real answers. We are most concerned about the lack of public information available to us so far and the lack of transparency in a project with such high stakes to each of us personally and to our entire community. Will you all agree to this?
Well, I'll just say, Ms. Raymond, that council doesn't know hardly anything on this project. I think there are a lot of things that are going back and forth between the developer still and the administration. So there's no information for them to relay to us because they're still in the negotiation process. So I would say it'd be very fair to say there will be times for you guys to come in like you are today for your voices to be heard. They'll be listened to. I know this council's strong with listening to what our residents have to say. And we only know what's told by the administration, and the administration only knows what they've been told by the developer, and it hasn't been much. So I don't know if that gives you guys any assurance or not, but that's all we know is what we know.
Yeah, I think that's a help.
Yeah.
That's a good start. I really do appreciate your time and your consideration. I do appreciate you listening tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I had a quick comment. Ms. Raymond, first off, thanks for coming. I appreciate your speech. I think it's a very fair ask to say, hey, I mean, we've had special meetings for different things in the past where, you know, we've had vacated council members, where we've had, you know, certain situations like, as our president said, I'm sure that as we learn more and more information becomes available, it would only be the right thing to do to have some kind of a forum where people can openly speak their mind, even if it is at the council meeting or whatever capacity. But truly, we are learning this just the same as what everyone else is. We don't have any inside information on this outside of what everybody else knows at this point.
Thank you.
Thank you, though.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I would like to add that I have actually explored the idea of a town hall meeting. My only thing is I don't want to waste your time. I can't have a meeting if I don't have any information to give
Absolutely.
you. So when I have information that I feel like would be edifying to people to come to a meeting, I am open to that.
Absolutely.
You know, a couple of weeks ago, I asked for a FAQ list. and it's yet to come out. I've been assured that it is coming out, but I will acknowledge it doesn't endear me or you guys to the proposed company when they don't come forward with answers quickly.
Thank you.
Mr. President,
Go ahead, Mr. Lowry.
if I could, since the Planning and Zoning Department works for me,
Yeah.
they need to be defended. Everything in this process has been very transparent, has been done exactly like we do all projects. There was a Planning Commission meeting for preliminary site approval. It was advertised, it's on the website. It was a great public meeting, and that was step one. There was a Board of Zoning Appeals meeting that followed the exact same process the Board of Zoning Appeals always follows. For the height variance, that variance was approved. They need to come back to the Planning Commission for one more meeting, and they have not applied yet to be on the agenda. But when they do, the same process that we always follow will be followed. There is nothing hidden here, and this project is not being treated any differently than any other that we've handled since I've been here.
I'll just say that as the residents have expressed concerns to council members have expressed concerns to us. We've been passing those along to the company. As I mentioned, there's going to be an agreement that would be forthcoming sometime in the future. We don't have that agreement yet with the company. That would hopefully address all the issues that you guys are bringing forward, and council has to be happy with that. No development or building can occur at that site without council providing that approval.
Yep.
So there's, as of right now, what's approved is a hydroelectric plant. That's an agreement that's been in place since the early 2000s, so they could build the hydroelectric plant on that site. But any other development, data center, or anything else, that requires council's approval. And if council's not satisfied, then that won't be forthcoming.
Yep.
But again, any concerns, actually, we've gotten a lot of good questions that we've been able to feed to them that do need answered. So, as I talked to Mr. Towsey last week, I did mention the FAQ to them. They are working on that, so hopefully we get that pretty soon. I know it's frustrating waiting for those answers. But we're hearing you, and we're trying to address all the concerns and bring all the information forward so that council can make an informed decision, and you have your fears either addressed or not, and then council votes accordingly.
And I'll just say on behalf of my personal interaction with the administration, they only tell us what they know. If they don't know something, they don't tell us. And so when we ask a question, they say, we don't know, we'll have to ask the question. So we only know what they know, and if they don't know, nobody knows it. So that's just kind of the part of the process that we're in right now.
But groundwater, noise, natural gas, those are all the questions that we need answers to, that we've asked them to provide specifics on, that hopefully will be forthcoming.
Exactly.
So,
Yep.
but if there are concerns, please, continue to let your council people know, come up and speak, and to the extent we can get those answered, we will.
Yep.
So.
Thank you,
Is
Mr.
the
Martin.
next step in the process would be a planning commission meeting so the residents know that's what you want to be looking for?
So there would be an opportunity in September, late September, for them to get on the agenda, 2 in October, 2 in November. So at this point, they've not made any application.
Right. And then we post that to the website.
Yep.
What's the timing of that? Is there a,
They need to make application no later than 10 days prior to the meeting. And there's 2 meetings a month.
okay. And then it would be posted to the city website. So
Yeah.
we just tell you to keep in tune to the website.
And also, anybody that would like to be notified of any agenda, you can go to the website and sign up and receive a text or an email.
Perfect.
Mr. President,
Mr. Townsend?
with your permission, could I 'cause I know there's a lot of people here, and most don't sign up. It's not on the agenda, but could I ask them if they're willing to give a show of hands if they're here on this subject? They're concerned about it, just so we know that that's who's here.
Sure.
So if you're here and that's your concern,
Everyone.
thank you. That helps us. And even though it's not on the agenda, I would encourage you to keep coming to meetings because it lets us know that you're serious.
Yep.
So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Towesley. All right, we will move on to the committee work session portion of the agenda. Number one is finance. Mr. Harbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have a couple items this evening under finance. The first is dealing with the, basically the fire levy. It's resolution number 78, 2025. The Budget Commission of Summit County certified the action of council with an estimate to the county fiscal officer for the rate and necessary tax to be levied within the 10 mil limitation. So this all ties into the first two steps that we took.
Actually, Mr.
And this
Hubbard,
is the certificate, what's that?
This is not. This is the certifying the tax levies. This is something we do every year. So we're just
Oh,
certifying
okay.
to the county our tax rates.
Is this the fire levy at all
No,
then?
nope.
Oh, wow, okay. Thanks for clarifying for me.
You're fine.
Budget Commission sets the rates that get paid on next year's taxes, so they ask council to
Certify.
establish those rates so that
Gotcha.
when they go to put them on
And
the
like I said,
tax
it's-
bill for next year.
It's a
It-
formality. We do it every year.
Annual requirement.
So we'll go with that explanation and scrap mine. It's okay.
That happens.
So is there any questions for Ms. Keener at this point?
I'd like to request that we pass it on the second reading, if that could be.
Okay. So I'll move, if there's no additional questions, to add this to tonight's agenda for a first reading.
Second that.
There's a motion and a second to move ordinance number 78, 2025 to tonight's agenda for first reading with intent to waive the third. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Mowry?
Yes.
Mr. Towesley?
Yes.
Moving on to item number two.
Mr. President, I had a quick question. On the communication with the public, we had that Arthur Schmidt. Was that person still here or no?
No, I'm sorry, that got canceled.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we didn't skip over it.
I'm sorry.
That was a comprehensive plan
Yeah,
that we're
yeah,
we're postponing it.
Okay, sorry to interrupt you.
No,
I just wanted to make
you're
sure we
fine.
didn't skip it.
I crossed it out so good that I overlooked it. Go ahead, Mr. Harbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. Second item under finance tonight is Resolution 79, 2025. And this is a memorandum of understanding between different cities in Summit County. And it authorizes the mayor to execute the revised memorandum of understanding for job creation and tax revenue sharing between participating communities in Summit County. I don't know how much this
It's a slight tweak.
Yeah.
yearly.
It's an anti-poaching agreement is what it's supposed to be, and if you end up giving tax incentives to bring a company from Summit County
You gotta
to
pay.
Norton, you have to pay that city or township that you
What's
took the
that
company
percentage,
from.
Mr. Markey?
So with Clinton Aluminum, it started out 50%, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Okay.
And basically, the change is they've increased the minimum payroll. It used to be like a $3 million payroll company would be qualifying, but now it's 4.5.
Oh, I got you.
So they've raised it, and they're going to raise it by an inflation factor going forward.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any additional questions? If not, I'll move to add Resolution 79, 2025 to tonight's agenda for a first reading.
Second that.
There's a motion and a second to move to add ordinance 79, 2025 to tonight's agenda for a first reading. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Mowry?
Yes.
Mr. Towesley?
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to personnel and rules, Mr. Lukens.
Thank you, Mr. President. So tonight before me, I have ordinance number 80-2025, which is a ordinance adopting a salary rate for the position of Assistant Service Director. Two quick questions before we start the discussion on the salary. Do we already have someone in this position? Is this position already included in our charter?
The job description has changed over the years. It's a classified job. This is Mr. Hess's former position. We have interim management in place until we get the position filled, both for his job and then backfilling the foreman's job. Once council sets a range or a definitive salary, we can get the job posted again.
Okay. So there is not, we don't currently have someone working as an assistant service director right now.
We
correct?
changed the job description with
Okay.
civil service, but that, it's the same position with some modified job responsibilities.
Okay,
Is what Larry had.
And
It was Larry Hess's job.
Larry Hess's job,
all right,
which
And-
is being done by Danny.
okay.
No.
All right. Does someone in the administration want to touch to the salary since we don't have any numbers on here at all?
Did we?
The council needs to determine that, under the old job description. Council wanted to keep the pay at what Mr. Hess was making, 86.4. We didn't feel, the administration didn't feel that we had hardly any qualified candidates that would work at that pay. And so that's why it's coming back to city council.
Yeah. So we had recommended a salary rate of 96,000. I know there could be a range from 87 to 96 based on qualifications, but we thought that top level of pay needed to be around 96 to be able to attract a qualified candidate for the position.
Yeah, I know Mr. Murphy and I talked about this last week, and we were talking about pay ranges. And I don't, my opinion, I think pay range kind of gives us a broader area. If maybe we bring somebody in and say, hey, this was the best candidate, but they don't have this qualification. We can give them the higher pay range once they hit this qualification as a way to kind of reward them. I think it's,
Incentivize.
yeah, incentivize. I think it's just a better look instead of saying, hey, here's 95,000 just because you got the job. So that's my opinion on
Okay.
Mr. President,
it. Yes, Mr. Townsend?
oftentimes in these situations, the administration will bring to us a comparative chart of comparative cities and comparative positions, just to give us an idea where we would stand in that salary range.
So,
We have that, right?
each of you on council have received that from me. And the average in communities between 10,000 people and 14,000 people, that job pays $100,000. So even at the high end of, at the 96, you're still going to be below market.
But we'll resend that. It was a while ago when we were talking about it, so we'll resend that information so council has it. But
Thank you.
that salary comparison was done.
It may have come from Lisa Rittenauer too. I think you both might have sent a copy of that out. So, yeah.
And that's our HR person.
And just so I can make sure I understand this properly going forward, we will not have an assistant service director and an actual service director. We will only have the assistant service director.
Well, we never, I serve as a service director. What you have had in the past, you had a street superintendent, and then in 2017, that got changed to a street department manager with lesser responsibilities. And basically, by making an assistant service director, it's going to increase the responsibilities closer as they were before.
Okay. All right, thank you. Did anybody else have any other questions, concerns? All right, I'd like to make a motion to add ordinance number 80-2025 to tonight's agenda for a first reading.
I second.
There's a motion and a second to move to add ordinance number 80-2025 to tonight's agenda for first reading. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Lukens?
Yes.
Ms. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Harbert?
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to service, Mr. Towsley.
Thank you, Mr. President. I know, I'm just trying to think. We moved it forward, but we didn't establish a rate. So I'm just a little confused on that. But
I heard 87 to 96.
87 to 96.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I have in front of me, it would be ordinance number 81-2025 if we were to move it. It's wireless access points equipment for the service department. This is $15,995 from a company called Talix, I think is how you say it, Talix. I guess my question is, was there another quote or two on this service? I would like to have something to compare it to know that we're getting a
We can certainly ask
competitive
IT to do
price.
that. This is the preferred company that we've been using for IT services. They were formerly BPI, but we had previously worked with SHI, so we can definitely get IT to look into an additional quote.
Okay, if we could get another quote, and I can, in the meantime, I can move this, as long as that other quote's gonna be consistent. Anybody else have any questions? I will make a motion to add ordinance number 81, 2025 to tonight's agenda for a first reading.
I will second. There's a motion and a second to move ordinance number 81, 2025 to tonight's agenda for a first reading. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Towesley?
Yes.
Mr. DeHarpert?
Yes.
Mr. Ader?
Yes.
And moving on to utilities, Mr. Mowry.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yeah, what we want to put on tonight's agenda, pretty much it was Mrs. Webble speaking on her church. We wanted to go ahead and get started on a water line. My question to Mr. Markey is this: if we would put this on tonight's agenda, does the wording affect anything different than what is already standing? Would people be committed to tie into a water line? Would there be anything that we don't know about as far as?
No unintended consequences, just this sets the rate, so anyone who wants the tie-in, it's a voluntary process. If they want to tie into the water line, it just tells them how much they have to pay for the ability to tap into that water
As
line.
that stands right now.
As-
Has nothing to do with the sewer line, completely different.
Correct.
And this also allows them to put it on your utility bill, so they can spread it out,
Yeah, they can opt for a payment plan and put that,
instead of trying to
put
have to
those
pay the lump
payments.
sum.
Yeah, put
There's
the
no
payments on the
wording that
utility
would,
bill.
for the future people that decide they're satisfied with their wells, that they don't have to tie in.
Yeah,
That's
water is not a mandatory tie-in.
Okay.
The health department, I mean, I'm sure if there's well problems, there may be different issues, but not from the city's perspective do we
Okay.
require tie-in.
Right, but it's just a different subject, but as far as the sewer line, if that would, they would be mandated to tie in a certain amount of time, correct?
There,
I know it's off the subject, sewer and water, but
so the health department could answer that. I don't know if they're gonna mandate unless there's a failing septic system, but they have the ability to. So
Yeah,
I
that's
don't want,
what
I don't want, I'm trying to answer that carefully,
I
but
know.
we
Sure.
as a city, we took that authority away from the city, back in 2016, 17. So the city does not mandate sewer tie-ins. So it's
Okay.
the health department who would do that, if anybody.
because I know where I live is far out of, out 61, and I think they're planning on, Mr. Linger, Nelson Linger got, he wants water and sewer on 61. And we talked briefly, and water is up to you, sewer, you're mandated. Okay. I think it's safe then to put it on tonight's agenda. Thank you.
Mr. Mauer?
And with that, I would like to make a
Mr.
motion.
Mauer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just a note on, if you look at page, I think it's 32 of your packet, the charges are all there for each of the different projects. And I just wanted to call out that in each one, in number 6, number 7, and number 8, the amount that's listed there is written out different than the amount in quote, in parentheses. So the 12,500 is the correct number. The 11,600 is not. And then for each year thereafter, it goes up $500. So that makes,
11.6, 12.5, 11.6, 12.5.
and that's number 6, 7, and 8.
Well, I'm glad, Don, you brought that up. It's something that we know and see, but I want to broadcast it out there to the public, that they probably do not know those kind of rates, or they should know. And something like this is unfortunate. I understand. Okay.
And Mr. Mowry, are you going to make intent to try to waive the readings, or are you just gonna let it?
I think by what I talked to Mr. Markey about and what we spoke of, I'm going to go ahead and waive the reading. But it affects just the church to get them get started. Doesn't affect anybody else in the near future or in the part of the way.
May I ask a question? So for Mr. Markey or Mrs. Keener, whoever can answer this for me, can you just explain how this number's come to? It's not just an arbitrary number, how how the number that we'll be voting on tonight is come to?
Yeah, so we get final costs that are provided by the engineer, and there's a portion of those final costs that are city portion and a final portion of those costs that are property owner portions. And we ask them for the maximum number of tap-ins, potential tap-ins along the line. And so this number is based on those actual costs of construction and then the potential number of tap-ins.
So the point of me asking the question is to point out that this number is really not going to change. I don't like to waive readings. I want to help the church. And my point is, if we waive readings, we can't really change the number because it's a set, we're just paying back the cost. So that was the point of that question.
Yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate you asking that, Mr. Townsley. He and I kind of talked a little bit about this prior to the meeting because we knew that it was going to be a topic for tonight. We wanted to help the church out and make sure that we weren't putting any residents in an awkward position at the same time. So that's why you hear so much talking on it, because we try to be above board so everybody knows what's going on. So back to you, Mr. Mallory.
Thank you. Well, with that being said, I'll move to add ordinance 82, 2025 to tonight's agenda for its first reading.
And,
I second.
wait,
And intent?
With the,
Oh, that's to be on the council. With the intent to waive the second and third reading.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second to add ordinance number 82, 2025 to tonight's agenda with intent to waive the readings and adopt. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Mowry?
Yes.
Mr. Harbert?
Yes.
Ms. Lee?
yes.
Thank you. Matters referred, there is nothing this evening. Consideration of minutes, the minutes of August 18th, 2025, those are approved as submitted. Reports from officers, boards, and commissions. Mayor Zita?
Thank you. I just have a couple. First of all, the fall newsletter has been sent out. Residents can head to the city website. There's a pop-up that makes it easy to subscribe. The newsletter will be delivered straight to your email inbox at www.cityofnorton.org. And like I said, basically that will be the city or the city newsletter. There's also other information that you can get off that city website. The Touch a Truck, just as a reminder to let you know, the Touch a Truck, we're going to do a Touch a Truck event on Saturday, September 27th. It'd be sponsored by the police department, fire safety forces, and so it's from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Columbia Woods Park. It is a free event. It is Saturday, September 27th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Norton Cider Festival is October 3rd through the 5th at Columbia Woods Park. So we'll have a number of different events going on through that weekend. So please come out and support that event. Also, Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat will be Saturday, October 25th from 5 to 7. We're going to do it on the 25th in coordination with a couple of the other surrounding communities who are also doing it on that same night. But we're doing ours from 5 to 7. Motorists should watch for children walking throughout the town that night. Streets will be congested. There'll be safety forces. They'll be out in force to police and patrol neighborhoods, try to keep the neighborhoods safe and fun for everyone. So that is all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Zita. Mr. Lowry, anything this evening?
Thank you. So Vivian Durbin, longtime city employee and street department office manager, is retiring at the end of the week. So if you see Vivian, please congratulate her and thank her for her service to our residents. We have 6 interviews tomorrow to backfill that position. Actually, we're going to backfill the planning and zoning office manager because Lisa Snyder is moving to the street department, with the hope of having someone in place by September 22nd. That's all I have.
Thank you. Ms. Keener, anything this evening?
Nothing this evening, thank you.
Mr. Markey?
Nothing this evening, thank you.
All right, moving on to introduction of new legislation. Resolution number 78, 2025. Mr. Harbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I offer resolution number 78, 2025 for its first reading. Ask the clerk to read it, please.
A resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Summit County Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them for the Summit County Fiscal Officer and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. That's first reading only.
Thank you, Mr. Harbert. Resolution number 79, 2025, Mr. Harbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I offer resolution number 79, 2025 for its first reading and ask the clerk to read it, please.
A resolution authorizing the mayor to execute the revised Summit County Intergovernmental Memorandum of Understanding for job creation and retention and tax revenue sharing and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. It's first reading only.
Thank you. Ordinance number 80-2025, Mr. Lukens.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to offer ordinance number 80-2025 for its first reading and ask clerk to read it, please.
An ordinance adopting a salary rate for the position of Assistant Service Director and declaring an emergency.
That was a first reading only.
Thank you. Ordinance number 81, 2025, Mr. Towesley.
Thank you, Mr. President. I offer ordinance number 81, 2025 for its first reading and ask the clerk to read it, please.
An ordinance authorizing the purchase of wireless access points, equipment, and services for the Service Department from Talix in an amount not to exceed $15,995.
Thank you. That's first reading only.
Thank you, Mr. Towesley. Ordinance number 82, 2025, Mr. Mowry.
Thank you, Mr. President. I now offer ordinance 82, 2025 for its first reading and have our clerk read it, please.
An ordinance to amend the section 1040.06 of the codified ordinances of the city to add the Hametown Road waterline improvements and the State Route 261 South Waterline Loop, Greenwich Road, and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. I now make a motion to waive the second and third reading of ordinance 82, 2025.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second to waive the readings on ordinance number 82, 2025. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Mowry?
Yes.
Mr. Harbert?
Yes.
Mr. Lukens?
Yes.
Mr. Towesley?
Yes.
Mr. Ader?
Yes.
Ms. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. DeHarper?
Yes.
Motion to adopt ordinance 82, 2025.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to adopt ordinance number 82, 2025. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Mowry?
Yes.
Mr. Harbert?
Yes.
Mr. Lukens?
Yes.
Mr. Towesley?
Yes.
Mr. Ader?
Yes.
Ms. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. DeHarper?
Yes. Looks like you can dig some water line tomorrow. You're welcome. You can dig tonight, actually. Yeah. Introduction of prior legislation. Ordinance number 76, 2025. Ms. Lee.
Thank you, Mr. President. I offer ordinance number 76, 2025 for its second reading and ask the clerk to read it, please.
An ordinance declaring certain city properties as no longer needed for municipal purposes and declaring an emergency.
And that is the second reading.
Thank you, Ms. Lee. And public service announcements. Mayor Zita, anything?
No, I have nothing. Thank you.
Mr. Lowry?
I have one. The Veterans Memorial, the remainder of the construction work will be completed by the end of next week. And then for those that want to purchase pavers to have them installed by Veterans Day, they can do that up until October 1st.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Lowry. Topics for next meeting, Monday, September 15th. We'll discuss permit fee schedules. We'll get updated permit fees. I don't know if anybody else has anything for topics for next meeting. Being none, we'll move on to non-agenda items. Does anybody have any non-agenda items they'd like to bring up this evening?
I did, Mr. President.
Yes, Mr.
I just wanted to give the residents, a thank you. Obviously you guys are all here because this is important to each and every one of you, and this is the process of how this works, and we appreciate you guys taking time to come here tonight. I'm a lifelong resident of this city myself. I mean, I ask myself any project, how is this going to benefit our community? And those will be questions that I'll be asking specifically on this project going forward. And, it was asked tonight, like, hey, is this a done deal? There's never anything that comes to this community that is a done deal. We all have the liberty to vote based upon our convictions and, input from our residents and what's best for our community. So it's not a done deal. There's nothing that comes before me that's a done deal. Or I can't speak for everyone else here, but I'm pretty sure that it's the same way for all of us. So appreciate you guys coming, and we're all learning about this as we go, and we'll make the best decision for our community and its residents.
Second that. I would like to say also that there are still a lot of questions and concerns that I have too. I do see a lot of good in it, but I also see a lot of concern with it. And I will not make a decision until I am satisfied with what I want to do or what I want to say. And I think that's the best that we can do, that I can do for you. Your voices is more important to be heard. Any questions you have, keep questioning. Keep telling us how you feel, and we will do the same.
Thank you. Anything else for non-agenda items?
Mr. President, I have one.
Yes, Mr. Towesley?
On behalf of Hametown Christian School, is there an update on their flashing signs and on the paint on the road for them?
Mr. Towsley, there is, and you should have been copied on an email last week from Mr. Bensley.
The last email I had was that, and I apologize, I can't remember
That's
the
all right.
company's name. They hadn't got back to him on the signs, but I'm unclear on the paint.
Yeah, that's all in process, and Mr. Bensley is watching the meeting, so he'll update you.
So more or less, for the sake I'm asking is for Hametown Christian to know that I have not forgotten about them. I haven't sent them an email in 2 weeks, and I
And
feel
I
like
also
owe 'em
believe that
something.
one of their administrators was on that email chain. But Mr. Bensley will reach out to you.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I apologize. I thought you were on that.
Just so they know, the city is working on it, and for the safety of the kids, we'll try to get that done as soon as possible.
Thank you, Mr. Towesley. Anything else, non-agenda items? All right, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.